I may be wearing the same shirt from my last Steel Reserve episode, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. Same the exploit shirt with the same three Mohawk skulls, because the only thing better than one Mohawk skull is three of them from left to right, looking a lot like the Three Skulls logo at Discharge. I'm all skulled up with my skull ring, my skull bracelet, and my skull watch. I have at times preferred my black with skull beads stretch bracelet, but I just felt like wearing the chains, the skull chain, because I thought, even though I predetermined it to my skull watch, but I have admitted to wearing. I have one leather Celtic skull bracelet and then my stretch bracelet, and the black beads with the gunmetal skull beads. I've worn those are the only two other bracelets with skulls on, and then again I do wear it with this watch, my skull watch. I've worn that before, but aside from that, Saturday, August 16th, don't have much of a nail to pop open a Steel Reserve can. Also, lately I've been just had a Gurren Lagann binge. Watched High Score Girl. Didn't really have a lot going for me. Gurren Lagann, I've been finding it somewhat better. It has something going for it. It's really cool, like science fiction, post-apocalyptic, and kind of funny. It only has 20 episodes, but it will end. You know, Gurren Lagann ended in 27 episodes. Death Note ended in 37 episodes. Naruto ended in 220 episodes. Kuroko's Basketball ended up in 75 episodes with 3 original video animation episodes. And yet One Piece never ends. One Piece, why you no end? One does not simply end an awesome anime. You know, I've seen that meme before, the whole One Piece, why you no end? And then one does not simply end an awesome anime. Just like even though I would love to, just have be 211 episodes in already and declare the end of this series, but I'm not gonna simply end what could be an awesome video series. I'm not just gonna be drinking one Steel Reserve beer after another and then making multiple videos and make a video posting spree and then try to do that. I'm not going to do that and all that binge drinking like that. I don't think I'd do it. I'll probably mention a big cup sipping video or a trilogy of non-alcoholic beer, but right now I'm just going to go ahead and focus on this one and talk about why I might not. I talk about why I wouldn't do as much, why I don't do as much alcohol, and why I've tried to be more so a lighter drinker and not be so big like I was then. Plus, at times, some of my beliefs and my quota was challenged in the spite of my actions. That my actions were committed in spite of my sayings, but now my sayings are done in spite of my actions. I feel like it's the other way around if those things are such things and such, but bug flying around me. The thing is, I will lament, I will express some sorrow. I did not fulfill the Saturday trilogy, the July 16th, July 19th, the 3 Saturdays after July 5th. One of them, about one or two of them I did. Only one or two of them I did. Only two of them I did. There could have been one, and I was about to say, had I done some of these videos like this in 2024, I could have had more than 11 episodes. I could have been very easily more than 11 episodes in. I could have easily been more than 11 episodes into the series had I done some of this in 2024. It's 2025 now. What I was able to squeeze in on 7 episodes in 2025, I've been happy with. and this is my 8th episode. But I'm also looking forward to the fact that after um, a trip to Branson I looked forward to got canceled for personal matters, and made me retract any statements I made about not getting a cat to now thinking about getting a cat, and now wanting to pursue Steel Reserve Saturdays, and hopefully being able to down the road start to fulfill any trilogies or quadrilogies that I may have planned in the future. That's what I plan to do. And also at the same time, I did plan to, um, if if I do, probably next year in 2026, if not 2027, um, whenever I do get, what episodes I have in, I don't know, it'll probably end in the future. I don't know when it's ever going to end, or even if I'll get to the 211 episodes that I'm aiming for. I don't know. I'll probably have to be probably in 2027 or so to hit the big 100 of 100 episodes. But man, I do admit I felt like I wasted opportunities and potentials to have moved out to here or anywhere else by myself, and potentially been able to had I been able to move out by myself in 2024 to here or anywhere for that matter, in combination to pursuing it, I could have easily been more than 11 episodes in. And plus, down the road, I do want to recreate my Unholy Trinity of the Booze episode 4 with a 6-pack, get a 6-pack of Smirnoff Ice, 12-pack of Hard Monster, and a can of Yuengling. I do want to recreate that Unholy Trinity of the Booze. I do want to recreate that one and try to get more footage of it and try to get me finishing the Yuengling on camera, unlike the last time. Yeah, I still want to do some more non-alcohol content, and I feel like I got a great mind to it, and I got a lot planned for it. Plus, gonna try out shipments for non-alcoholic beer on the Walmart app now. I don't have too many worries and concerns about when it arrives and when I can receive it now. I might sometime around in the fall or sometime in the winter if I want to do a winter vacation. Well, even though it might have to be a winter trip, but 3 or 4 day trip to Branson in the winter. Well, not necessarily the winter, but in the fall. As long as I can get at least one karaoke performance in, I'm good. That's all I feel. That's all I really want. Even if I'm wearing my the Exploited shirts and I go around walking all over with a mohawk hairstyle and my the Exploited shirts, and people think, oh no, we don't want our kids seeing that guy. We don't want you seeing that or being like him. I mean, it's like, what the heck? They're gonna grow up and listen to it. That's what I want to tell them. They're gonna grow up and listen to the Exploited. They're gonna grow up and want a mohawk and listen to the Exploited, and they're gonna want to do those things. There's gonna be a point in their life when they grow up and they decide to see and appreciate punk rock and the punk rock ethos for what it is, rather than just the fact that punks are nice people cosplaying role playing as mean people, and most mean people role play as nice people. That's the way it happened with the hippies. They're all the hippies, all the lived out liberals, everything. They're just a bunch of mean people pretending to be nice when Most punks are nice people pretending to be mean. That's a way to look at it. That's the way I see it. That's the way I view it. That's just my thought, you know. Especially shaving my head with various beard trimmers, and I need to go over a spot. I feel like I missed it when I was shaving, but that's my thing. You know, it's just even though I would love to do various quart beer videos and various different types, 24 ounce can, 32-ounce bottle, any kind of 24-ounce pipe, 32-ounce quart, or if not 40-ounce quart Fridays, followed by Steel Reserve Saturdays. Um, if not, but unless for like the first and second Fridays, but depending on how I feel on the third Friday, either skip out the karaoke at the bar that happens on the third Friday, skip that out and do the Pioneer Court Friday, followed by Steel Reserve Saturday, and then make myself the king come the fourth and final Friday in the fourth and final week of the month, and just be every bit of country, every bit of rock and roll as I can be. Singing 2 country songs, singing 2 rock songs, 2 country song, quadrilogy of sorts. That's why I'd be singing. That's what I'd be doing. Belt that out, and then reminisce about it, and then reminisce about it. And then reminisce about it over a Steel Reserve. That's what I want to do now. I mean, it's just like a Pokemon evolution. Like the old me was Pikachu, the evolved new me is Raichu. Like the Pikachu evolved into Raichu, or the Squirtle evolved into Blastoise. That's just how I feel. Or in the Battle Cats, you evolved the Lizard Cat into the Dragon Cat. Like the old me was the Lizard Cat. The evolved me is the oh crap! I smashed a bug. Well, anyway, fish him out with the Swiss Army knife. Right there, got him. There we go, got him out with that Swiss Army knife. Smashed him in my can. Yeah, I mean, like, the whole thing is, like, the Battle Cats evolution. I've been playing that lately. I'm still stuck on the moon stage of Chapter 4. But the old me was the Lizard Cat. The evolved me is the Dragon Cat. That's how I feel in some ways. But yet, I still beckon for the old me. Yeah, the evolved me. I've liked that in some ways. I may like the old me the old version of myself, but I've admired some of the changes, the acts of turning over a new leaf in my life to the new me. And while I'm still perceived as complicated and difficult, and I can still be simple, but I'm still picky. I'm still particular at times. And lately, I've been planning to get back, trying to do the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday workouts, and taking 24-hour rest on Wednesday, and then followed by a 48 to 72 hour rest of Friday, Saturday, and depending on Sunday, that 48 to 24 hour rest on Wednesday, followed by the 48 to 72 hour rest Friday through Sunday, while still working out on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And even though it's just working out 3 nights a week, but there's also an additional fourth night working out occasional Sundays, and but still taking a 48-hour rest of Friday and Saturday, and then occasionally extending that 48-hour rest into a 72-hour rest to get stronger each time, and starting out with not counting my reps till it hurts. Even though, and I probably should do something light, some light aerobics and such, so I don't lose my training, my fitness. But I'm then having to start all over again from square one. I slacked off for over a year and a half. I need to get back. I thought about just following a 3 or 4 nights a week workout schedule as a means of keeping a consistency in my workout regimen. Sometimes I work out once and feel like I had a big training montage and then proceeded to slack off. But this time I've been right now feel like I'm on my way, like the Proclaimers. I'm on my way, from misery to happiness today, I know that I'll be on my way. Or I don't know if that's the lyric. I gotta listen to that song again, but I do like that whole or I'm on my way from misery to happiness today. I'll do the best, do the best that I can. On my way from misery to happiness today. As I go on my quest, and every quest I have, even in the times of walking all the lack of sidewalk, walking upon the trails, the lack of sidewalks, and feeling like I was walking the pig trails and in betweens to get to the Dollar General in this area of Galena, Kansas, and having to walk all on the left-hand side of the sidewalks, all on 7th Street, all over 7th Street and Main Street, and having to go all the way out there. Those things, especially if I wanted to get my own milk and cereal, and told my mom about it, saying, "You were on a quest to get your milk and cereal?" Well, and I'd say I was on a quest like Shrek and Donkey. Yeah, if I decided to go on that quest again to get my B12 and biotin gummies from there, I would. I don't know. I might do it again. I don't know when I'm going to. I always say I'm going to, but I never do so. I just don't like it that much. But plus it was pretty hot. I was glad I stayed out short, but if another day it isn't too hot or whatever, I may brave the quest. I used to brave it a lot of times on a lot of Mondays. Is what I did, because I really liked hanging out at Gearhead Curios in Galena, and also I always said I was hanging out at Gearheads, as she said, hanging out at Gearhead or Gearheads, as some folks have called it. I even wanted to also say I learned the movie Blast from the Past from Aaron and other folks at Gearheads. That's where I learned about that movie when talking about the Fallout games and the Fallout TV series, and about making a post-apocalyptic fiction about that was a very pastiche, as I'll say, a pastiche to Fallout. That's what it was. Did really sleazeball, want to get smashed. Thank goodness. Had spraying all the corners to spray for bugs, and guess the bugs came back stronger with a vengeance. There was even times I let spiders be spiders in ways, hoping they would kill the bugs. Slacked off on their job. I vacuumed them. I terminated their jobs. I downsized them with a vacuum cleaner because they were slacking off on their job of killing the bugs. So downsize that. Try to make sure I vacuum my place twice. I might vacuum again. Try to maybe do it once for the sake of doing it, and then do it twice for a good measure. And the whole doing something once, if not twice, that's what I say, and I say that. Um, Also, especially when I've been shaving down here with a Manscaped Handyman, shave this as many times as I want. I'll only shave once, if not twice, within a given week. That's as often as I shave. I would at times shave before karaoke on Wednesday and once, and then a second and final time. Although occasionally I did do Thursday, Friday, Saturday shaving. I did do that a couple times here and there. Did about 3 or 4 times here and there. Did that. Haven't done that since then. But would shave once on Friday, and then have and then shave on Saturday evening before church on Sunday. Before the church on Sunday, what you see, bleeding out, what's all bleeding? We all bleed red. What you see, we bleed red with the church on Sunday. Church on Sunday, bleeding out. Or the whole, what you see, we bleed red, follow me. Move this day out. That band should have been bigger. They only released one album, and I mostly remember them from the Mortal Kombat movie soundtrack. But I was trying to, in the original What You See, We Bleed Red, there was a big deal, the church on Sunday, the whole Sunday church service and that sort of thing. And I once had a fun church service out. The preacher, he actually once did a lesson on the Transformers, which is pretty cool. Really love that one. I wish he would do another Transformers lesson again. About the whole transformation and the whole. I'll even go ahead and say a lot of the nouns and words with trans in them, like a transition, transformation, transaction. A lot of transactions, transformation, and transition has occurred in my life, and said a tough transition occurred when I moved out to here, and when she arranged for me to move out here, and when I paid my first month's rent here on the first of month on June 1st, and after I paid that, and didn't live full month in June, but July, now August, soon to be September and everything, and even learning from my mom, and planning to talk to my landlord about the allowances and privileges of having a pet, especially having a cat, and being and hopefully, I don't know about getting a cat, especially I would want to get a cat, but I wouldn't want to, because what if I have to hop from one apartment or duplex to another? What if I end up having to go from one rental area to another and live out some kind of 1 year lease on each deal, and determine whether to renew the lease if I like it, or let the lease go by and then move on to another place, whatever the place is. What if I move to different places, some of them not as pet friendly, and the landlord, and sometimes, what if I have to start moving into different places, some of which are all that allowing or have any allowance or give any privileges to have a pet, especially, and what if the next best thing, I have to live on a literal wood floor with no tile or carpet, and just have to walk all over barren wood with slippers on, for how much I'd love the cat. And if I had the responsibility of the cat befalling me rather than it befalling another person, all kinds of things like that. I don't know if I could deal with that hassle, and that each transaction to the transition, and I will admit, I've had a lot of transformations. I've been plan to sometime take the Quest to the Dollar General and get my favorite B12 and biotin gummies. I do plan to, after I make my grocery delivery from Walmart, I make a second or third or Walmart delivery, Walmart app delivery. I might make a second one sometime to get all my favorite B12 and biotin gummies. I may do that as my second Walmart delivery. I may do that in combination to get my favorite toiletries, as long as I don't have to do separate deliveries, which would be a pain in the butt. Last time I had a glitch out and I had to get one. I had one set up for 6 to 8 p.m. Got one at 7. Very glad I got it. Even the items, 2 of them were said to be unavailable. When I knew that they weren't unavailable, stupid app glitching me out. Trying to crap me out, glitch me out, and then I generally look at the day and the time. If I had to wait the next day to get a delivery for my 2 to 4 or 6 to 8 p.m., my preferred times for the deliveries of that from the Walmart app. And if I do have to call the drivers, tell them where to go to my place and such, I'd be more than happy to do that. I mean, started out once when buying a jug of almond milk, and then started getting bigger and better things. Started getting a majority of my favorite plant-based meat, like all my Beyond Meat, Impossible Meat, Morningstar Farms, veggie burgers, everything like that. Started getting those deals because of all of those things, and I feel like I can either only get them at Walmart, or so it seems I can only get them at Walmart. That's just how it seems. Same thing with Starry Zero. I mean, it's like I can only ever find it at Walmart, just so it seems like, I don't know, there's another place I can go besides Walmart to find that stuff. And I don't have to wait all week. I have to wait all week to another week, or potentially all the month to a day in the month to ride with my mom in her car or whatever. She had a pickup, but now she has a car. I don't have to wait all that time just so I can end up spending $150, $200 on God knows what at Walmart. I can just do it through that app in my phone, all from the comfort of my home without having to leave anywhere. The only time I ever wanted to go out to Walmart and go in store was just to walk up and down, go to the razors, get a sales associate, and say which one of the Manscaped products from razors in Walmart. That's all I ever wanted to do. And I did it with the Shears 3.0, and I did it with the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 Pro. I plan to do it again. I may just go on Amazon and get lucky with the regular Lawnmower 4.0, but I really been wishing to sometime down the road, when the time arises, ask Mom about riding to Walmart with her and getting the Lawnmower 3.0 Plus. That's all I want to get. I did buy my Lawnmower 4.0 Pro with my microwave, but oh man, I really want to get shipments for my sneakers, all my And1, my FUBU, and all my Ground Up, even whatever George and Bruno Mark shoes, and I want to do those things. And one of the things when I was in store, I'd always be gravitating to the shoes, the razors. I was gravitating to those things all the time. And and there's even times I've also, on vacation and such, I've always resolved to be more cooperative, especially to getting candy and ice cream, and even sometimes when people were having a fun time and it didn't tempt me to do so, and I said I wanted to, and I always fail my resolution to being cooperative, even before my dad passed away and before it was just my mom and I, before all that. But I've been thinking about making more resolutions to be more cooperative with my mom next time. I will admit, the tragedy I had and suffered with my dad and all, it's a small price to pay to be where I'm at, and I always like to think, I will admit, I was a daddy's boy. That's what I was. But I've moved on from it. I might watch some more Gurren Lagann. I really wish I could have had a conversation with my mom. I also wish one of my friends out there, I wish I could leave some kind of message and tell her what's all been happening, unless she would have any messages before she departs. Hopefully she does, as I do when I depart sometime. I mean, nothing's bad happened with her and I that she'd want to forget me and I'd want to forget her. I mean, nothing bad has happened, but, something to do. I want to tell her how I've experienced many things. A couple folks I've wanted to talk to and explain how I've overcame negativity in my life. Some CDs, some women that were really just cross-dressers that I've always had an interest in the subject. As cross-dressing is a subject I ever so find interesting. I've watched live streams and such, and I've opened up, spilled the beans with them, and some of them give me a raise. Some of them are there. I also, hopefully down the road, gosh, I need to go back over this again. It's bothering me. Also, I'll just go ahead and say to the women, I used to see their live streams of Tuesday and Thursday Steel Reserves. I don't drink on Tuesday or Thursday. I mean, I may drink on Thursday, just not Steel Reserve, but I will. And it probably my deal of the Steel Reserve Saturday. And I would, in a non-alcohol related video, talk about why I relegate myself to what I can drink throughout the days of the week and what I cannot drink in the days of the week and such. I'll explain more of that more in a non-alcohol video. I thought about that here and there, but thought about talking to my friends and their pals, talking about why I live my life a month at a time, and other things of that nature. Also, I got a Snoop Dogg Bic Easy Reach lighter. Had to buy a plunger injury yesterday, and some of it has prompted me. I had to light it again. I've wanted to do that and saying just my state of mind, about the Sunflower state of mind. I've wanted to make a lot of nods and talk about the positivities all throughout Galena, Baxter Springs, Riverton, even some of Kansas City, Kansas, and Wichita, and everything like that. I've actually, I don't know if I could ever talk about. I used to live in a town that was named after another town. I mean, there's Columbus, Ohio, and then there's Columbus, Kansas, and a guy that founded Columbus, Kansas, he actually named it after Columbus, Ohio, is some of the Columbus history, but it was nothing to do with Route 66 in the same way of 13.2 miles of Route 66, same way Baxter Springs, Riverton, and Galena were. I used to live there, but I denounced it as a former place due to a lot of stress and negativity I suffer with it. I would try to, in spite of all my stress and all my negativity and the fact that I just don't think I could live there again, and I would try to, try to find the positives in all the voice of positive reasons and the seas of negative madness that I've incurred there. I just wanted to do a pastiche to Jay-Z's Empire State of Mind. I wanted to make a song much akin to that, make it all about Kansas and different things. Yeah, I would not do any of my hometown teams. I wouldn't be doing anything with the Chiefs or the Royals, because I'm not a Chiefs or a Royals fan. Actually, Pittsburgh, I was and still am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I did want to make a positive note about sticking out like a sore thumb as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan in Southeast Kansas and all that. I thought about that before. I even have a number 19 Juju Smith-Schuster jersey, and I do plan to, if the Chiefs play the Steelers again, I'm still going to wear a black t-shirt of some sort up underneath my Steelers jersey and say, "Go Steelers, beat them Chiefs." That's what I'll say. Beat them Chiefs, I don't care for them. But did plan on making a whole thing about that. Even if I had if the Big Easy Reach lighters were black with yellow or yellow with black, two-tone deal, I'd flick the flame like this and go like that. If I was at home, or if I got a deal to go to Kansas City, Missouri, and watch a Steelers game, I'd stick out like a sore thumb in their arena, in the Arrowhead Stadium, arena, whatever. I wear a Steelers jersey there while cheering on the Steelers at the game. I don't know if I'd sit through it, but I think there was one, that Chargers versus Chiefs game that was on YouTube Live. I didn't care for that. But yeah, I got my Snoop Dogg lighter right here. Big Easy Reach lighters with Snoop Dogg, Martha Stewart. I have a good collection. I had one other one that had Snoop Dogg playing poker with it. That one I ran out of the gas in that one. But this one, this is a good lighter. Big Easy Reach lighters. I love these things. All touted as a cigarette lighter, but they resemble a cigarette lighter and they have a torch like a candle lighter. That's what makes them so great. That's what I love about them. Big Easy Reach lighter. There's that. Going for them, but that was finished. Also, I thought about sometime next stream, a live stream, even though I prefer to do it as a video like this. I may just do it as a live stream, but I would call it my Unholy Trinity of the Booze live stream. And I wanted to do one that sounded pretty funny. I'll explain it in a non-alcohol video and why. But anyway, Wolfman Grim Reaper. Wolfman out.